Hello guys, in the previous video we have created the scripts for our player movement. So now our player can jump. So in this video we will create obstacles for our game. So to create obstacle, click on sprites folder and drag and drop the square sprite into the hierarchy. So now we can see that our square sprite, which is our obstacle, so let's rename it to obstacle. So it is above our player, that's why we cannot see it. So click on the player, click on the obstacle and drag it to the right of the player, and we can also change its color. So click on obstacle and then change its color from white to something red. You can give it any color you want. So now we can change the scale of the obstacle. So make it 5 on the y-axis, and now that we have created our obstacle, we can also add a box collider 2D to our obstacle. So let's add the box collider 2D and make it as is trigger, so that we can detect the collisions with our player. So now we can make our obstacle as a prefab. So we can click on our prefab folder, but before that click on the obstacle and reset its transform. So right click on transform and hit reset. So it will reset its position to 0 0 0, and it will also reset its scale. So click on a y-axis scale and change it to 5 once again. So now click on this obstacle and drag and drop it into our prefabs folder. So let's drag and drop it. So now we can see that this obstacle has become blue. So that means that it is now a prefab. So now that we have created our obstacle, we can delete it because we have created a prefab out of it. So now we can create a spawner to spawn our obstacle. So before we create our spawner, let's create a obstacle script. So right click and create a C# script and name it as obstacle. So obstacle and hit enter. Then open it up in Visual Studio. So let's double click it and open it up in Visual Studio. So now we will make some variables. So now we will create some variables. So we will create a speed variable for our obstacle. So create public float speed, and we will change its value from the inspector. So now in the update method, we can modify our obstacle's position. So to access the position, we can write transform.position, so that we can modify the position at each frame. So write transform.position, and we will make it equals to vector 3. So let's make it equal to vector 3 dot left, so that we can move our obstacle from right to left, that means towards our player. So let's make it vector 3 dot left, and we can multiply this with our speed variable. So let's multiply it with our speed variable. and we can also multiply it with time dot delta time. In fact, we have to multiply it with time dot delta time so that we can make our game frame rate independent. That means if our game is running at 60 fps, then also our speed would be constant, and if our frame rate is higher than that, then also our speed will be constant. So the frame rate will not affect our speed. That's why we are multiplying our uh, speed with time dot delta time. So now we have to add plus sign in front of this equal, so that we increment our position, obstacles position, to the speed variable each frame. So after doing that, we can save the script and go to the Unity editor. And now if we hit play, so first of all, let's add the script to our obstacle prefab. So add component and search for obstacle and add it. And for now we will make speed as 4. So let's type in 4, and then if we hit play, then we can see that our obstacle will move from right to left, but we can drag and drop our obstacle and move it to the right and a little bit downwards. So now if we hit on play, so now we can see that our obstacle is moving from right to left. So that now we have created the obstacle, we can create the spawner to spawn our obstacle at random height. So to create a spawner, we will right click in the hierarchy and create an empty game object, and we will rename it to spawner. So rename it to spawner and hit enter. So now we will drag it to the right of the player. So we will make its y position to 0 and z position to 0, and now we can create a script for it. So create a new C# script and call it spawner and hit enter, and click on the spawner and drag and drop the script to it, and now double click on spawner script to open it in Visual Studio. Now to instantiate our obstacle, we need a reference. So we will make a public game object because our obstacle is of type game object. So we will name it as obstacle. Now we also need a minimum height and maximum height for our obstacle. So let's create a public variable so that we can modify it in inspector. So public float min height, and we will copy it. So let's copy it and paste it, and then we will change it to max height. So for the max height, we will say, let's first add our min height. So we will default it to minus 3.5 f, and for the max height we will say minus 5 f. So for the max height we will say minus 5 f, but here here we can see that our max height would be minus 3.5f and min height would be minus 5f because they have minus sign in front of them. So in the update method, we can make a timer to check the time intervals between each spawn. So let's create a public variable. So we will create a public variable. So create public float, and we will name it time to spawn. So create time to spawn, and we will default it to 1.5 seconds. So after 1.5 seconds it will spawn a new obstacle. So now create another variable as private float timer, so that we can keep track of the timer. So we will check in our update method that if our timer is greater than time to spawn, then we will instantiate our obstacle. So we will create a new game object and we will name it as new obstacle. So we will name it as a new obstacle, and now we will make it equal to instantiate, and in the parentheses we will say obstacle. So it will instantiate the obstacle, which is our obstacle prefab, and after instantiating the new obstacle we can modify its position. So we will say new object dot transform. So dot transform dot position is equals to transform dot position, that means the position of this spawner, and we will also add a new vector 3. So type in new vector 3, and we don't want to modify its x value, so make it as 0, and we will make the y value randomize between two numbers, which is min height and max height, so that we can get a random height for our obstacle. So let's pass in min height and max height, and for the z we can pass in 0. And now we also need to destroy this new obstacle after some time. So we can do this by typing destroy. The destroy is inbuilt method in Unity, so type in destroy, then pass in the game object that we want to destroy, so new obstacle, and the time after which we want to destroy that. So let's say 10 seconds. So after doing all of this, we can reset our timer to 0. So now we can reset our timer to 0. Now we can save the script, and so now go back to Unity, and we can save the script and click on the spawner, and we can see that there is an obstacle field. So drag and drop the obstacle prefab into that field, and now we can hit play. So it will spawn the obstacle at random height. but it is not spawning. So let's see what is the error. So let's go to the Visual Studio Code, and let's find out what is happening. So here, after the if statement, we have to add one line, which is timer plus equals to time dot delta time, because we need to increment our timer on each frame. So we will increment it by time dot delta time. So now if we go back to Unity and hit play, then we can see that now our obstacles are spawning at random height, but they are spawning in front of the ground right now. So we can see that they are spawning in front of the ground, that they are not spawning in front of the ground, but they are rendering in front of the ground. So now to make the obstacle spawn behind the ground, we have to change the ordering layer of our ground. So let's click on the obstacle. No, let's click on the ground and change its order in layer to 1 from 0. So let's change it to 1 so that it renders above everything else. So now if we hit play, then we will be able to see that our obstacles are now spawning behind the ground. So as you can see, they are spawning behind the ground. So in this video we have added our obstacle, and we are spawning them in random height, at random height. So in the next video we will detect collisions